Cancer is such a scary disease because it can be caused by a variety of different things, which is why exercising caution when you are around carcinogenic substances is so important and stressed so much. For whatever reason, though, we don't often think about how the foods we eat can put us at an increased cancer risk, and that cancer-causing foods are much more popular than you may think. In fact, many of the foods on this list are eaten daily or even multiple times a day by people on a regular basis. And so it's more important than ever to watch what you eat, not just for your waistline, but also to keep your body cancer-free. For today's video, we are going to cover 10 popular foods proven to cause cancer so that you can keep yourself as safe as possible from one of the world's scariest diseases. Number 1. Processed meats. Maybe one of the most popular cancer-causing foods to avoid are those that contain a lot of processed meats, as these have been heavily researched as a likely carcinogen. They include hot dogs, beef jerky, ham, corned beef, sausage, and more, and are all foods that cause cancer because of how they are made. Processed meats are closely linked to stomach cancer, a 2018 and 2019 study both found. And a separate 2018 study also found that eating a lot of processed meats can cause breast cancer as well, for both men and women. The reason that these processed meats are so dangerous is because they are all cured with nitrate, which can cause carcinogens to appear in the food when you eat it. Smoking meat can also cause carcinogens to be released, and this has given processed meats a very bad reputation in the last 4 or 5 years as a result. The cancer risk seems to increase along with your consumption. So if you don't feel like you can give up on the convenience or taste of processed meat altogether, the researchers suggest limiting your interaction with it, as the risk only goes up as you eat more. Number 2. French fries from fast food places. Another food that can result in chemical carcinogens leaking into your body are French fries that are deep fried. This is obviously how almost every fast food place in the world cooks up their salty snacks, but this can have some serious repercussions. When starchy foods like potatoes end up getting fried, they release something called acrylamide, which is a known and proven carcinogen. Although this is also released when potatoes are baked, roasted, or even toasted, this reaction isn't nearly as strong or as dangerous as when they are fried. A 2020 study also found that acrylamide can result in cell death and the damaging of your DNA, which can have serious side effects. French fries also can cause obesity, which increases your chances of developing cancer because of inflammation and your body struggling to move oxygen around. Number 3. Sugary snacks or drinks. Unfortunately, sugar may also be a cancer-causing agent, which is worrying considering how it is found in so many foods and in such a high capacity. All the way back in the 20th century, we had reason to suspect this, as German biochemist Otto Wartburg found in his studies that cancer cells seem to use sugar as a type of fuel to stimulate the rapid growth. This may mean that keto, a diet that effectively swaps out sugar as a fuel source for protein instead, could be an effective way to starve cancer cells from further developing. This theory has gained a lot of traction in the last year or two, to the point that some doctors even recommend making the switch when cancer is caught early enough. Although more research is needed to be done to discover truly how much cancer and sugar are linked, the evidence has been rapidly building in favor of the theory, as medical experts are even finding that you can discover cancer cells by using radioactive glucose and doing a PET scan. And if the cells absorb the sugar faster than usual, they are most likely cancer cells. Number 4. Red meat. Unfortunately, it isn't just processed meat that is a carcinogen. Extensive studies have been done starting in 2015 about the potential risk of eating red meat, and the results have been overwhelming in favor of red meat as a cancer-causing food. When red meat is cooked at high temperatures, which it almost always is, the research found that both mutagens and carcinogens are formed in the process, which are then consumed by us. Mutagens effectively augment your genetic information by messing with your DNA, something else that can also cause mutations and also cancer. When compared to processed meat, which is basically just red meat with more preservatives, the risk of cancer is lower. And some experts, like Kaylee Proctor, a dietitian practicing out of Orange County, argue it's more association than causation. But the studies have consistently shown that eating red meat more than once or twice a week increases your risk of cancer in a big way when compared to those who do not. Number 5. Canned tomatoes. This one technically depends on the exact brand that you are working with, as potentially some cans of tomatoes are fine. But almost every canned food is lined with BPA, a chemical carcinogen that has been linked to quite a few health issues. This alone is problematic, but tomatoes are especially dangerous to buy in their canned form. This is because they are very acidic, and as a result can leach away the BPA from the lining of the can into the food itself for you to digest. These levels can be higher than you think, and as a result, it's recommended by Dr. Miles Spar, an expert in the field of internal medicine who is highly sought after for his men's health advice, that you stick to fresh tomatoes and stay away from any that you find in a can. Number 6. Potato chips. Remember how before we mentioned that potatoes release acrylamide when they are fried? Well, that is the same for potato chips, which have been fried and processed a few times before they wind up in the bag of chips you eat. This is considered a cancer-causing food to avoid by many, not just because of how it can cause cancer, but the general unhealthiness of potato chips as a whole. They can easily result in rapid weight gain as they are high in sodium, several different kinds of fat, and offer almost no nutritional value. Acrylamide is a chemical that is also found in cigarette smoke, and further research is currently being done on the potential issues that this chemical can have on a human, besides its ability to mutate our cells. Number 7. Mass-produced bread. Potassium bromate, a popular ingredient used to make dough more elastic, is considered a possible carcinogen by most World Health Organizations, and is even banned in the UK, Canada, and Brazil. It's so bad that in California they actually put a warning label on any bread containing the ingredient, saying that it has cancer-causing tendencies. Sometimes it's labeled as brominated flour, but this additive is quickly becoming a hot-button issue in parts of the world that it is currently legal in. Research has been going on for a few years, but evidence has so strongly suggested that it can cause cancer to people who eat it, that some countries have already straight up refused to serve it to citizens, a trend that many health representatives wish would be agreed upon worldwide. Number 8. Any foods that have been dyed. Dyed food and drinks are popular in bars, schools, events, and festivals. This is considered a fun way to change how our food looks and give us a new experience. But a 2010 study found that these dyes are not safe for several reasons, as they can cause behavioral problems and other health issues, as well as being a carcinogenic substance. Luckily, food dyes are not as commonly found and are usually easy to avoid, but it may be worth passing on at the next event that you go to, as even the FDA in the United States warns against their consumption. Number 9. Microwave popcorn. Just as canned food is usually lined with BPA, microwave popcorn bags are usually lined with something called PFOA, which stands for perfluooctanoic acid, and eating it can result in your cancer risk rising by quite a bit. It has a particularly high chance of causing liver and prostate cancer, and unfortunately, PFOA is found in almost every type of popcorn bag in the United States, as well as several across the world. Besides making your own popcorn, it can be difficult to avoid consuming PFOA along with your popcorn, as the extremely high temperatures of the microwave sort of bleed the substance into the kernels you end up eating. Number 10. Soda. If you want to reduce your cancer risk, cutting out soda could go a long way. Soda is super high in sugar, and as we said, sugar can actually fuel cancer cells already present in your body to spread faster, but it also has its own set of carcinogens as well. The main culprit is the additive that gives soda its caramel color, and so in theory, you can avoid it if you drink clear-colored soda, but you would still be taking in a whole lot of sugar in the process. A Swedish study done a few years ago found that men who drank a lot of soda are 40% more likely to develop prostate cancer when they get older, and most specialists are sold that soda has a lot of risks for a product with no apparent value to your health or wellness. Which one of these popular foods shocked you the most to see on this list? Leave a comment below to let us know. Here are 2 more videos you might find interesting. Feel free to choose the one you like. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and share the video with your friends. And for more interesting videos on health, subscribe to the channel.